video on Facebook or YouTube, you are welcome. Immigration without tears. Immigration without tears. So let me see if my friends can hear me on YouTube and on Facebook. Immigration without tears. A lot of people are regretting that they left Africa. Why did I leave my country? You don't want to regret. So I want to teach you, I want to tell you some things this morning that will bail you out of regrets. That will bail you out of regrets. So let me see if people can hear me on Facebook and on YouTube. Okay, 1 minute. Yep, I think people can hear me on Facebook because I can hear myself now. Immigration without tears. Immigration without tears. If at any point in time someone is unable to hear me, please let me know. Please let me share this podcast, push it forward. It's going to help someone. So, my name is Dr. Ayo Akirele, and I don't have an honorary doctorate degree. I went to university to earn this degree, so I went through I went through air to get a doctorate degree. To have any kind of doctorate degree, you need to work very hard. So I worked very hard by the grace of God, and I finished at Erotowat University in Edinburgh, in Scotland. My doctoral thesis was titled Human Capital Development, Voluntary Employee Turnover in Small and Medium Enterprises. So I did a lot of work and tacit knowledge modeling. So that was quite a very difficult work I did. I thank God I graduated, and by God's grace, I have 6 degrees. I have 6 degrees by God's grace. I have a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering. I have a master's degree in business administration. I have a bachelor's in systems engineering from University of Pretoria in South Africa, and I have a number of certifications as well. So I have experience in Africa. I have experience in Europe. I have experience in North America. I've been living in the West for about 21 years now. So I have quite some experience, which I think the younger generation can leverage on. So immigration without tears. And I'm always very, very emotional when I see people on YouTube who are regretting that they traveled out of their country. Why did I leave Ghana? Particularly Africans. Why did I leave Cameroon or I leave Nigeria? They are in Britain, they are in America. Not all of them now, few of them, and they are lamenting, they are regretting. You need to listen to these podcasts if you're just arriving in the West. Even if you have been in the West for many years and things are not working for you, everything is not spiritual. Everything is not spiritual. Sometimes we have problems because we don't know how to go in terms of wisdom. We don't have the right wisdom, the right strategy to solve our problems. So we attribute a lot of problems to spiritual problems. Oh, my folks in Nigeria are after me. This and that and that. I'm not saying that there are no spiritual problems. I'm a pastor, so but I want to tell you this morning that many of our people who are having problem in in the diaspora are having problem because they did not plan their journey very well. They did not build on wisdom. So they have a lot of problems in the West or in Asia, wherever they are, because of lack of knowledge, ignorance. Now, first and foremost, everybody is not going to immigrate. Let me start from there. Everybody is not going to immigrate, or everybody must not immigrate. There are a plethora of people who join the bandwagon. Everybody's going to America, and then they join the bandwagon and they go to America, or they go to Britain, or they go to the European Union. You need to understand yourself. So, anytime I'm doing this seminar or this podcast, I ask people to do a thorough audit of themselves. Know yourself. Everybody is not wired for the diaspora. Do not shut down your life in Ghana, in Nigeria. If your life is moving on well and you join the train to America. Everybody is not wired for the diaspora. So the first place to start this afternoon is, who are you? Who are you? Now, I am an engineer. I work with Chevron or ExxonMobil. I'm a senior manager. I'm earning 40 million naira per annum. I have two, three properties. I have visas anywhere I want to go. Part of my package is that my children are entitled to free education up to university level. And then I have stock options for my company. I have shares. And then I have some small businesses I'm doing. And in total, every year, I am netting 50, 60 million naira. And then somebody comes from Germany and tells me, Germany is a good country. Let's go to Germany. And then I resign my appointments with Chevron. I sold my three houses, and then I carry all the money to Germany. And then I get to Germany after 3 months. I begin to cry on YouTube and on Facebook. I say, my people are doing me. Oh, Nigerian government is a terrible government. My people are doing me. You are the one doing yourself. You are the one doing yourself. Everybody cannot and must not immigrate. Imagine if everybody in Nigeria is going to England. England will crash. They won't even give everybody visa in the first instance. So maybe 10%. No, I was doing a research sometimes, and I noticed that 10% of Nigerians since 1960 have actually traveled out of the country just to visit anywhere in the diaspora in the West. So let's assume that let's do a kind of an estimate. Let's say Nigerian population from 1960 on the average till now. Let's take an average. Let's say it's 50 million. 10% of 50 million is 5 million. So a fraction of the Nigerian population has visited the West. Everybody cannot go. There are people whose success, whose breakthrough, whose mental health is wired around living in Africa. You cannot survive cold. You cannot survive loneliness. In the West, there is loneliness. There is a lot of depression. There are cultural shocks. The laws of the land are different. A lot of things are in the West. If you are not wired around that kind of a stuff, you don't pack your bags and join the bandwagon and relocate to America. You're going to regret it. So where we have problem is in the area of lack of knowledge. People don't want to do self-discovery, self-audit. Must I travel out of my country? Must I immigrate? Everybody will not immigrate. So if you are doing well, do not. And doing well is relative. Now, I am not saying you cannot travel on a visit. The whole world is a global village. If you have a good job in Africa, I have friends in South Africa now. They can never leave South Africa. South Africa is a very good country, though they have problems. They have a lot of problems. No country is free of problems. They have a lot of endemic economic and social problems, xenophobism, and a lot of problems in South Africa, but it's still a very good country. Can you compare South Africa with Haiti? Can you compare South Africa with Venezuela or with many African countries? There are a lot of places in South Africa, Durban, East London, Cape Town, Kimberley, nice places that people are doing well. So I have friends there who have done so much. They have built houses, they are realtors, they are engineers, and they are stable. Now, if you have reached a level of stability, you don't destroy that stability, pull them down, and you come to start all over again in the West. You're going to pay your dues. In the Western society, you cannot jump the queue. You pay your dues. They will make the system self-regulate. The Western system self-regulate. It will regulate. If you have aggression in your body, it will cool you down. They will ask you to go and enroll. If you're a medical doctor, you want to practice medicine, you will start from the beginning. You will go and enroll. You will enroll to write your medical exams. You won't cross. There is nothing like I'm a Yoruba man. Let me call my uncle. I'm a Frenchman. Sorry, I'm an Igbo man. Let me call my uncle. Nobody looks at your face in the West. If you're a nurse, you want to practice nursing in England, you will go to not the nursing medical council. You will write the exams. You will do the practicum. You will pay your dues. So if you do not want to go through that channel, stay back at home so that tomorrow you don't go to YouTube and you start complaining on YouTube. Say, Britain has destroyed my life. Know yourself. Our people don't like to do self audits. They don't like to do self audit. Who am I? Who am I? Not who are we. You compare yourself with other people. Who are we? Life is not about we. Life is a personal adventure. Please share this podcast and call your friends. Send this link to them. They are going to benefit from all that I'm going to say. I'm just starting at the periphery. But next week, I'm going to do a second part because this is a very huge subject. Know yourself. Who are you? Now, if you are struggling back home in Africa, you don't have any job, you've tried to get job, and you're a young person, then you can explore the West. You can explore overseas. You can come abroad because you have the time, you have the age on your side to pay the price. You are not 45 and 43 and 42, and then you are jumping up and down to go and get a visa at 48 years old. There are people. I have been a consultant in immigration as a part-time business for many, many years. I'm not an immigration consultant now. I don't do it again. I just lecture people and consult because I'm a pastor. I do a lot of things. So I don't have time again for it. I shut down my business in Nigeria. But because of that business, I know a lot. So I counsel people. I talk to families. I talk to adults. There are people who call me and they tell me they want to travel. They want to immigrate. And I tell them, stop. Don't try it. Oh. How old are you? I'm 49. Say, stay back. Hmm, hmm. How old are you? I'm 52. Don't go. Because I'm in my early 50s now myself, so I know what it is to be in that age gap. You cannot compete with young people. You are dealing with a generation of youth, 23, 24, 25 year olds as senior managers now in the workplace in the Western world. The people you will say yes are to, they are 25, 27, and you will pocket your age as you are entering the door of your office. You put your age in your pocket. They will call you by your first name. That is part of the cultural shock. If you cannot abide by that, stay in your country. There are so many things in the West that many people don't even care to know about. All they want to know is that I have a visa. I have a visa. And they jump into the plane and they travel to England, they go to America, and things don't happen the way they want the things to happen, and then they begin to complain. Who are you? Everybody will not travel. I left Nigeria when I was in my 20s. I cannot be in my 50s like I am now and leave Nigeria. I will not do it because you are expected at the age of 45, 40 and above to have some measure of stability. Now, this is not generic because there are some very extreme cases. So I'll call them outliers. Two, three, four people out of 1 million. They are in their 50s or 60s. They need to go abroad because they got an international fellowship grant to do a project. Those are outliers. But for the most part, age is not a friend of immigration. Did you hear that? Age is not a friend of immigration. Age and immigration, they are not friends. The older you are, the more difficult it is to settle down in the West. Age is not a friend of immigration. So you have to consider yourself, your age, social status, financial opportunities, family background, cultural flexibility. In our climate in Africa, we like to have big, big, big houses. We have to have employees, workers, car drivers, washmen, cooks, dry cleaners, um, gardeners, house helps, nannies. When you come to the Western world, myself and my wife, some years back, we wanted to hire a nanny for our new baby. The fee was 1,000. The salary was $1,500. I brought my mother-in-law. I said, "Mommy, come, mommy, come, just come." The tickets to bring her and everything to bring her to this country didn't cost me $1,000, and I didn't pay her salary. I just took care of her. I took care of my mother-in-law. How do you want to live the kind of life you're living in Nigeria or in Ghana or in South Africa, in America or in Britain? There is no, I'm a pastor and I always say this to pastor. So sometimes I go to African stores myself. I go there to buy stuff and I will buy. And one day I told the guy in the African store, I said, how many Nigerian general overseers or pastors will you see going to shopping malls in Nigeria buying stuff? They don't do that. They have people who will bring food to their house. People will be begging them with food, daddy, daddy, mommy. But if you don't want to buy it yourself, don't come abroad. because the Western society will humble you. It's going to humble you. I've seen the cases of a lot of people, families, marriages that are breaking apart because the man does not want to humble himself and join the wife to work. There is no house chore I don't do. I have grown up boys now that do those things. Even I still do it. This morning, as I'm speaking now, I have done some vacuuming of our house because I am a servant leader. Sometimes they will do it, I won't like it. I say, no, 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 give it to me. I will not do it for them. Say, this is how to vacuum. No, you have to go to the corners and take out the holes and then do what I still did it this morning. I washed the dishes, not because I have to do it. I have sons and my wife also, when she's available, she can do it. If I don't want to do it, I have children who can do it. But when they were very young, they were kids, they were babies. I helped my wife in the kitchen. I clean, I empty the dish. Sorry, I empty the bin. I put the bin out because the bins are packed by the government, by the council. They pack the bins every Thursday. So we have to put the bin inside the big wheelie bin outside and they take them away. So I have to pack the bin, I clean the house, I do everything. So because I don't want my wife to be worn out. I'm a pastor and I can't marry two wives. So I have to preserve the one I have so that she can live long and she can look fresh. But that is by the way. What am I saying that? If I behave like a typical Nigerian cultural man, say, and I sit down, where is my food? Is my food not ready? It has broken marriages abroad. I have a friend years ago when he uses or when he used the toilet, the restroom, call it washroom here, restroom, he will not flush. He will call the wife. Bolaji, Paulina, where are you? Please flush the toilet. I just finished. The first day she said it, he said it to the wife. The wife thought he was joking. So the wife, jokingly just went there, flush, and then it became an habit. So you finish using toilet, you are calling me to come and flush. So after all, in Nigeria, my mom was doing that for my dad. The guy exported the Nigerian culture to the West. They were having crisis. The matter escalated. Just flushing of toilet escalated. The pastor got involved. Family members got involved. The matter reached Nigeria, and I had in Nigeria because the man did not want. He did not want to align his mindset and values to the realities of the West because the Western one will humble you. So if you are not ready for such, stay back home. So cultural flexibility is a major issue in the West. If you are not flexible enough to adapt to the environment, stay back home. Don't come and cause problem for your marriage. And if you're a woman as well, and you're unable to fit in into some of the things that women do to support their husbands, sometimes some women, I mean, many women support their husband. A lot of women do it. Most women do it now. They share the bills and no, 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 the man must pay the bill. These things happen and create problem. So we have to go to the foundation of this problem before we can solve the problem. So that you people will not be crying, crying on Facebook, or YouTube. I see all manners of videos. I regret traveling abroad. I want to jackpot. You see, jackpot. The thing is nauseating everywhere. People do not know themselves. Who are you? If you answer the question of who you are, you answer it, and then you see that your own life aligns with immigration, then you go for it. The next question is, where am I going? So your cultural orientation, your current financial status, your career pattern or career objective, and all these other factors, they align with immigration. Your current situation does not align with staying back home. If you don't live where you are, you can't make progress. You have looked around. If you have a good house, you have three properties, you have lands, you have shares, you have a good job, you're earning like 5 million. Somebody told me that he was earning 10,000 US dollars and he resigned his job. I could not believe my ears. 10,000 US dollars in Nigeria. He was working with the top multinational. If you put 100 million Nigerians together, if you find 5 of them that earn that kind of money, that is like earning 17 million naira. The man resigned his job. He had resigned before telling me. I yelled and screamed. He suffered when he came here. He was told to go back to the queue. The guy almost had mental breakdown. Why did you resign your job? 10,000 USD. So, but if you are not earning 10 USD or 5 USD and you have explored opportunities, you apply for jobs, you're not getting called, no interview, your finances are bad and dead, and you don't have family members, you're not from Davido's family or from the president of Nigeria's family or your Ghanaian president's cousin, and you don't have such things, then you don't deceive yourself. And the next thing is, okay, I have to explore other places. So everybody is different. Everybody is different. No, so after you have now discovered who you are, the next question is, where am I going? Where should I go? All countries don't offer the same opportunities. Please like this podcast, share this podcast, invite your friend. The only way you can encourage me is to share the podcast or like it. Click like. Let's blow up this place and share and like. Where do I go? There are many countries in the world. All countries on earth don't offer equal opportunities. So because a place is easy to go, you don't want to go there. Ease of migration is one of the problems facing our people. Malaysia is very easy to go. The visa is easy. Dubai is very easy to go. Which country? Morocco is easy to go. No, sometimes in life, the things that are difficult to achieve offer the greatest benefits. The things that are difficult to achieve in life, sometimes they offer the greatest benefits. Imagine a woman getting pregnant and giving birth in 24 hours. What kind of baby is that? Imagine a woman getting pregnant and giving birth. I'll get pregnant, and then in 24 hours, I'm going to give birth. If you are the husband of the woman, what will you say? Is this a natural thing? Is this a human being? The woman will carry the baby for 9 months because it takes 9 months of continuous process nursing of the baby in the womb of the woman before the baby is born. North America, Asia, Europe, the Middle East, Australia, and New Zealand, and all these regions of the world, they offer different benefits. Which one should I go? Now, the place you will go will be determined by what your own personal objectives are. What do I want to achieve? Take, for example, I'm a medical doctor, and I want to be a medical doctor. A medical doctor. Which country of the world offers the best opportunities for medicine and surgery in terms of salary, in terms of education, quality of education, in terms of prestige, in terms of ease of getting job? You put down your cards. I want to be a medical doctor. And then I am in secondary school, and then my parents are rich and they want to sponsor me. So you're asking, which country? You don't just jump to the internet and start applying to universities in Morocco, in Egypt, in Malaysia. Do some research. North America and Europe, as of today, they offer the best opportunities for studying medicine and for getting the highest income possible in medicine. The highest opportunities in medicine come in the United States, the US and Canada. US, Canada, Europe, and then Australia and New Zealand. Maybe I will put Australia above Europe now. But those four regions offer the highest opportunities. I have doctors that are senior doctors that are earning $1 billion per year as in consultant now with 20 years experience or more. I have those that have 10, 15 years experience earning 500,000 USD per year as doctors in America. In Canada, I know people earning 400,000, 500,000 with 10 years experience, 12 years, depending on how they develop themselves as well. In Great Britain and Europe, depending on the experience, doctors earn 150,000 euros. In the UK, fresh doctors don't earn much, maybe 100,000 pounds or less, maybe 80,000 pounds, fresh from university. Even with 80,000 pounds before tax now, a young doctor who is just 27 years old will live fine, you live comfortably. But a lot of people don't do that. They just go to the next available place. The easiest place sometimes offer pain. The easiest place. Don't use ease. Don't use ease to make choices in life. If something is easy, sometimes it comes with pain. It is easier to steal than to work. I'm not saying people don't work hard to steal now. To build a career that will pay you $1 million can take you 20 years. But people that are doing crypto, you can just create something in a week or in a month, and you steal people's Bitcoin. People do all kind of funny. They don't spend the same number of time they will spend on hard work. Hard work brings a lot of pains, but it pays at the end. So don't use shortcuts and ease to make choices of where you want to go. Much of the pains that people are experiencing now in immigration, much of it can be linked to making wrong choices of location. They are traveling to wrong places, wrong countries. So you see some people, if it takes them 5 years to get to America, they will wait. They will write TOEFL, they will write SAT, SAT, they will write IELTS. They fail, they write again. If it take them 5 years to enter Canada, because they know that once they enter America and they go through the normal process and they become a nurse or a doctor or an IT consultant, all the pains that they went through to acquire that degree will be compensated for by the benefit of that job. And also, salary and income is not the only thing to use as the basis. How easy do I get papers? Because paper is the number one now. How easy do I get paper? You don't use visitor visas to go to America, to go to Canada, because it's gonna be very difficult. In fact, it's impossible. Except you go and marry somebody. And now this marriage thing now is causing problem in the US now. They are deporting people like, and some of these women, because women are the ones that the men use the most. Some of these women are very smart now. I've had all kinds of story. They will deceive you. They will deceive you. They will deceive, they will deceive you. They will deceive you. They will deceive you. When it is like 3 months for your people to be out, they will change the goalposts. They will tell you they want a baby. They want a child. Some of them told one lady told the man, I want 5 children. The man nearly passed out. The man was married. And then he went after a black American. And some of them sometimes they don't catch them there. The immigration catch them when they are doing their interview. And all the money is wasted. Because people will jump before they look. An elder will look before he jumps. People jump before they look. So your career objective, I want to be an IT guru. I want to be a computer scientist. I want to be an academic. I want to have a PhD. You go to the best places in the world that offer you grants, scholarships. You go to America, go to Canada, go to Australia. Scholarships are easier and grants are easier in North America than in Europe. It's far, far more difficult than in the UK. UK is very tough. UK is very difficult to get scholarships and grants. So you see why people are rushing to America now because there are hundreds of schools in America that give grants and scholarships. So, but our people will not do their personal research. And when they make wrong choices of locations, they will come on the internet after 5 years. They will go to Facebook, they will go to YouTube, and they begin to cry. I want to Jakarta. I'm Jakarta to Nigeria. I'm Jakarta to Ghana. America is difficult. Canada is tough. Everybody I know who traveled out using the right papers. I have not found one of them that is regretting today. My friends are vice presidents of companies, directors, senior managers of top companies in America, in Canada. They did not regret. Not one is regretting. Most of those folks that are always on YouTube crying foul, go and ask them, how did you travel? Who advised you? They just did it lackadaisically. Lackadaisically. Everybody is going to the US, they want to go. Why are you going there? No reason. So the first thing to do to avoid tears is to know yourself. Everybody cannot, should not migrate. It's not for everybody. Number two is which country am I going? That one is the door to your blessing. If you make a mistake and you go to a narco country, there are some narco countries, no narco countries where they're selling drugs. If you make a mistake and you go there, and the act of pressure, you lure yourself or they lure you into carrying drugs. Some of them kill people. They don't just sentence them to jail. Places like Singapore, Indonesia, if they catch people carry drug, they execute them, they kill them. So personally speaking, as a consultant, when I advise people, tell them, if you want to migrate, I have four places for you. Go to the US or Canada, go to somewhere in Europe, or go to Australia or New Zealand. Any out of those four, if you are very hardworking, you will succeed. Top on the list is America for a young person in particular. A young person in your 20s, America is the best because the opportunities there are incredible. They are incredible. Without stealing, without playing games, just doing the right thing, just study, just a basic bachelor's degree, and then you have Scrum Master certification, you have business analysis, or you have PMP, or you have just some of these things. People are earning thousands of dollars. They're living fine. They're living fine. And I would tell, don't go to Malaysia. Malaysia is a good country at its own level, but the opportunities there are limited. Don't go to all these core Asian countries, except you are a businessman. You want to go to Japan, you want to go to China to import stuff out to Africa, which is very good. But if you're a young man, you want to build a career, you want to be competitive globally, go to competitive countries. Go to countries where language won't be a barrier to you. Go to countries where culture won't be a barrier. In fact, go to countries where you will have people to help you because having people around you is very important. The people that surround you, a network of successful Nigerians in America, they will help you. They will tell you, don't do this course, don't live in this place, don't marry this kind of woman, don't marry this kind of men. These men are dangerous. If you go to countries where you don't have anybody to assist you, to advise you, it is a life of mystery. So some of these people that are always lamenting on YouTube, I can guarantee you 90% of them, they just traveled haphazardly. They did not sit down. They didn't ask questions. Many of them didn't even make inquiries. They didn't do research. They just jump into the plane and then they got because they are desperate. I must leave my country. I must leave Ghana. I must leave Nigeria. And then when they get abroad, things don't happen the way they think it will happen. And then you are dealing with a very sophisticated Western system. This is not like Africa where you can say, my uncle, please help me. Nobody hears anybody here. You are on your own. And if you break their law, they don't have pity on anybody. They don't have pity on anybody. The Western society is regimented, straight like this. You can't bend it. You follow their rules. You break their rules, you go to jail. So don't just enter into the plane and say everybody is traveling to Canada and you go there. What is the paper that I am using? Do I have paper? Don't jump into the plane without paper. In fact, I advise young people, don't travel abroad with visitor visa if you plan to stay back. You cannot succeed with visitor's visa. The stress and the problems you will face. And if you don't have the means of getting green card or whatever before you travel, stay back in your country. I wanted to travel out of Nigeria in 1993. I was in the university at that time, 93. It didn't work out. 94, it didn't work out. 95, until I graduated, 98, 99. It took me 10 years of waiting. 10 years. I waited until I was working and I had enough money to pay for my tuition fees abroad. I now went as a student. So the best way to go, that will give you not best way, the on a worst case scenario level, you as a student. Going with a green card is the best because you can work full time and you can access benefits. But if you can't get green card or residency from your country, go as a student legitimately. Most countries have opportunities to transition from student visa to work visa. Canada has it. Some places in Europe, Austria has it. University of Vienna. I was just studying it yesterday for a friend who wanted to travel. I told a friend, go to University of Vienna in Austria and they're going to give you 1 year work permit, sorry, student visa. After your master's program, you can work for 1 year or 2 years, and then you can transition to a residency. Now, if you go there as a visitor, you'll be washing plates, you'll be doing security work. There is nothing wrong in doing security work. When I was a student, I did those things myself as a student. I washed plates, I did security, I went to stadium, I did crowd control job on stadium, £5 an hour. And in those days, it was very it was very cheap. The wages were very low. I did £5 per hour. My friends today that are millionaires in America, they did jobs, many are jobs. We all do those things. We did those things when we were in class in school. But not to have a master's degree from Nigeria, you're a pharmacist from Nigeria, you're a doctor from Ghana, and you are traveling as a doctor from Ghana to America as a visitor visa, and as a visitor. And then you arrive in America and you stay back there. What will your visit visa do for you in America? You will wash plates, you will wash dead bodies, you will clean the road. If you do that, you don't go to YouTube and then you start crying on YouTube that America is a bad country. America is not a bad country. That is the best country in the world. I travel around America, and when I see Nigerians, how successful they are, you have not seen people who say that America is a bad country, Britain is a bad country. I'm not saying those countries in a different context don't have problems. I'm talking about saying that people who are living there, they are all suffering. There is nothing good in America for people. It's a lie. Come and see Nigerians, regular Nigerians in America, building industries, top medical doctors, nurses, software developers. I have people, some of whom I am old enough to even be their father, who are earning $500,000 as developers, software developers in America. You just do the right courses, the right exams, and they are doing well. So when they are on the internet and they are reading those comments, people just be laughing. America is a bad country. There is nothing good there. Nigerians are cleaning toilets. They'll be laughing at you. They will not be laughing because you are the one that put yourself in that position because you went to America with a visitor visa, and then you are a medical doctor who should go in dignity. They should invite you in dignity. You know, a doctor should go. You have spent time, 7 years in the university in Nigeria. You are not supposed to be struggling. But because of lack of patience, so many of our people they don't want to wait. It took me 10 years to travel. So I will not go. I will not go and be struggling. I waited, I worked, I saved money. For 10 years. You know what 10 years means? And during those 10 years, I was not like I was on top of the world or the richest person. No. I was just doing regular little jobs. I was saving the money, saving the money. I was applying to schools. I was writing TOEFL. I was writing GMAT. I mean GRE and GMAT. Sometimes I would go for practical lessons after my work. I was working in a bank in Nigeria 20 something years ago. When the money was complete, I got admission and I went to get student visa. From student visa to work visa, I mean green card, passport. It took me time. It took me years. And that is the story of a lot of people who are doing well abroad. Don't follow people to go to Malaysia as a visitor. There is a company in Nigeria, they are recruiting people, and then you are desperate, and then you go and sell your father's car. You say, I'm not saying people should not be desperate because desperation produces success. When you are desperate, you have the energy to fight your way out of the problem. But that desperation must be channeled in the right direction. Do not add salt to your injury. Wait and go the right direction because it will save you of a lifetime of pain. So the first thing to do to avoid traveling or immigration without tears is know yourself. Everybody is not destined to live abroad. You can visit and come back. Don't pull down your life, sell your house, sell your car, sell your shares, sell your cars, sell your jewelries, sell your gold for an illusionary, you know, when I get abroad, I will make it in 1 year. That is a lie. Oh. You will pay your price and pay your dues. Don't allow friends abroad to deceive you. In fact, as some friends, they will telling you to sell everything. Not because they like you, they want to deceive you so that you can come and suffer. The suffering abroad is when people want to achieve something in 1 month and they have to spend 5 years. That is the number one suffering abroad. The number one pain abroad is you cannot jump the queue. That thing is very painful for an average Nigerian or an African man because our society encourages, you know, We breach the process with just one phone call. I can call my uncle. I need a driver's license. I say, uncle, please now. Uncle, please now. Okay, come to my office. Pay extra money. I'll get it for you. And this is what we do all the time. But in the Western world, you will go there and apply and wait for 5 years or 5 months. So the number one pain in the West is the pain of patience, of waiting. The West will teach you to be patient. When I'm driving sometimes and I'm in a hurry, everywhere you have traffic lights. The traffic light will tell you red, stop. No matter how much of a hurry you have. On top of our traffic lights, they put cameras there. If you like, break the traffic light. In the next 5 days, you will see a ticket in your house, $400. By the time you spend all your salary to pay ticket, your head will be correct. So when I'm traveling and I stay in front of traffic light and I'm in a hurry, you can't break it. After living in that environment for 5 years, I simmer down. All the gara 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 from Nigeria, you see, we went. I am not a very patient person. After 21 years in the West, you will be patient by force. People who don't want that kind of a lifestyle, stay back home. This society will teach you patience. The Western world will teach you patience. You will learn it by force. If you don't want to learn it by force, you will learn it in the prison. That is why somebody went to a prison facility in England last week. The guy was shocked. He said he saw dozens of Nigerians in London. Most of those guys, their parents, their family members in Nigeria, they don't know that they're in prison because inside prison you can call, you can do many things there. You are restricted, and they just broke laws, different laws of Britain, and they carry them, sentence them to prison. Most of those things they will get away with them in Africa. So, first and foremost, for those who are just joining me, please, if you're just joining, please click the like. Help me share this podcast. It's going to help someone. Before you make that travel decision, know yourself. Do self audits. Who am I? What do I have? Can I cope culturally? Can I cope religiously? Can I practice my religion the way I want? You cannot. Your religion must not disturb other people. You can't be playing music and you turn it on and you are blowing it in your street. They will call the police on you. You cannot use your house for church service or for mosque in the Western world and you put loudspeaker. You put loudspeaker on your roof and you are shouting. You go to jail if you're not careful. So if in your terms of religion you cannot cope, that is why a lot of our pastors, they don't have their church headquarters in the West because you pay tax. If you do business as a church, they will tax. I am a pastor, I have a ministry. Every year we file our taxes. You have to send your bank statement to your accountant. The accountant will use that bank statement to create your tax profile and send it to the government to see. There is nothing like our Father in the Lord is the one that can see it. They don't care about that kind of thing. If you have a school, a university, through your ministry, they will tax it heavily, 40%. You're not careful. So most of our fathers in Africa, they don't have their headquarters in the West. They have branches around because if they bring their headquarters to the West, they will bankrupt them. The West will bankrupt them. They will take all the money. By the time you make 100 million, they take 40 million from you as tax in the first year. Because you are doing business. Churches don't pay tax, they are tax exempt. But if you do business, you sell books, you sell water, you sell oil, you have school, you will pay tax. So if you don't want that kind of a lifestyle, stay back in Africa. Just stay back. Stay in Africa. Do it the way you want to do it in Africa. Don't bring it overseas. So you know yourself. Number two, where are you going? Which country will I go that I will not cry? I have never regretted my choice since I came to North America. I am not saying I don't have problems, so don't get me wrong. There are plenty of problems here, but I have never regretted going to other countries. That, oh, I wish I had gone to Malaysia. I wish I had gone to, because in my field, there is no country in the world that will pay me what I have earned in my field as I'm speaking now, in my own field. So when you talk of medicine, nursing, IT, tech, North America and Europe and Australia and New Zealand, they pay the highest, though they're going to tax you heavily. but you're going to get good money, good salary, good wages for your work. So that is my own. For some other people, you could be different. So the first thing is to know yourself. Second thing is to know the country you are going and do a lot of research. Don't join the bandwagon. And the third thing now, let me now go to people who are in the system. Now, this one, I'm going to do it next week very intensively because if you get the right place and you have the right information, you've done your research, and you are now in America or in Britain, how do you survive? How do you live and succeed in Britain? Because even though you are in the right place, success is not automatic. One of the challenges facing people here in the Western world is lack of information. The information that brought you from Africa is different from the one you need to proceed, to progress when you get here. The one that brought you is just about the kind of subject you should do, the kind of course you should do, kind of university you should go to, those basic high level details. When you get into America or you get to Canada or Britain, you need native information, native knowledge. Where do I go? Where do I live? Which church should I go if you're a Christian? Which organization in this country employs the most and pays the most? Oh, work with governments. Government pays more. You won't get those ones from outside, though. You get it from the locals, native information. You get it in the system. And a lot of our people, this is where they make the greatest of the mistake. When they come into the country, they isolate themselves. So, and then you see believers, Christians in particular, or even Africans. Oh, look at the Chinese. Oh, look at the Indians. Oh, they are doing well. Because these guys, they have what is called collectivist culture. We are individualistic. And when you see someone who is succeeding, he will hoard the information. So they will hoard it. Africans, we will hoard it. And so that we will be the only person that will be making money. And other people will come to us to beg for money. I've been in the West, I've been out of Nigeria for 21 years now. I have a lot of experience. I'm a pastor, I'm a leader in my community. I deal with immigrants, I deal with people. So what I'm saying from a practical point of view, we hoard information. So what I want to say in conclusion, because next week I want to deal with this issue in details, is a very big elephant. Not everybody living in America is succeeding. Not everybody with a British passport is excelling. I deal with people who are British citizens and they're struggling. Africans, they're just managing. They are living in a capitalist environment because the capitalist system is few people. They are in charge of the resources of the country, and the masses are feeding the few people. The rats and the mouses are feeding the elephants. That's capitalism. And if you're not careful, the capitalist system wants you to serve them until you die. They will give you basic things. You live fine, you eat well, nice house, but you'll be average. To leave the realm of average to go up requires native wisdom, superior intelligence, some levels of smartness and emotional intelligence, which I'm going to deal with next Saturday. Not everybody living in Britain. You meet some men in Britain, they are in their 60s and 70s. Say, I came to London 1962. Ah, daddy, what's going on? Where are you staying? The man is staying in one small room in southeast London. I lived in London for about 3 years. So I know these people very well. And you see them inside trains and they sit down there reading newspaper in the morning. They have been in London since 1962. Nothing to show for it. And they can't go back home because there is nothing back home. So we're going to deal with this monster next week. How do you avoid tears? Now, you have avoided the tears from Africa. You have made the best choice. You are in the right country. You are pursuing the right career. But that is not all. The wisdom you need to rise in a capitalist environment is different from the one you needed in Africa while you are coming into the country. So you find 100, Nigerians in America, you see 100 different results. 100 Ghanaians, 100 different results. So there is really nothing like classmates. A wise man said, there is really nothing like classmates. He said, every one of us were actually in different classes: social class, financial class, academic class. And the class you are is a reflection of what you know. Your degree of intelligence and wisdom will shape your class in life. I am not talking about people who steal money, who rig their way to success. Every normal average man, the class you are is shaped by your degree and depth of information, knowledge, superior intelligence, smartness. I call it knowledge capital. The last week I dealt with knowledge capital. What you know, not prayers. Prayer is very important for people who pray. I'm talking of knowledge capital. I was speaking to a gentleman about 6 months ago. He said, when I came to this country, I want to do this course. The course he went to do, I have not found one Nigerian man doing that course. He said, Doctor, this course, they pay me $15,000 per month as salary from this course because I did this course. And a lot of people don't know that they pay their salary because you won't see it in the news. I said, we need you in our community. So I grabbed him, said, come and go and speak to our young people. I'm going to tell you stuff like that next Saturday. There's some courses, there's some subject, some career that you should focus attention on, so you don't waste your time. I met a young lady in 2013 where I was consulting the company. The lady was earning $250 per hour. You won't see it on her body. A white lady, white European lady. She doesn't dress. She wasn't dressing very flash in a very flashy way. $250 an hour. This young girl, as at 2013. So she works 7 hours plus a day. So in a day, how much does she earn a day? That's maybe around $1,800 a day or more. And she works 25 days in a month, minus overtime. So the salary of this lady every month before tax was like $27,000. I went to her profile because I'm closing now. Because I'm very curious. When I see people who are succeeding, what did they do? So I went to her profile and I saw bachelor's degree, computer science, and I saw the list of the courses she did. I said, she did some unique tech-related courses, certifications that are unique, not the common ones. As at that time, she was like 27, 28, earning $27,000 per month. If you hand that money per month, imagine how your life would be. I never had that in my life per month. Never. Not close to that. Now, as a pastor, imagine I have a small business I'm doing and it is paying me $20,000 every month. Without handing that, by the grace of God, our ministry impact millions of people because I'm on the radio reaching to millions. I write books. I've written 16 books, and these books are across the globe. I did all of this by the grace of God without handing close to that. Imagine if I'm handing that. So imagine people who are not even pastors, regular people who just want to enjoy themselves, not seeing for enjoyment now. Once you live fine and you hand that kind of money, because finances build Moses, brings strength. You have finance, you have strength. You can do a lot of things. This girl doesn't have a PhD, no master's degree. As at the time that I worked with her, I was doing my doctorate program. I had many more years of experience than her because in the Western world, having 30 years experience, 40 years experience, it means nothing. I started working in GTB in 1982. It means nothing. You see small boys who have 5 years experience, they will make them senior managers, not because of what the number of years. What value are you bringing on the table? They look at their certifications, they look at their skills, their competencies. So they don't reward people on the basis of years in this part of the world. I have 30 years experience. No, it it counts when you apply for government kind of jobs. I mean, they look at years of experience, but private sectors here, It really counts because the number of years you need to be a manager here, 2, 3 years, 2, 3 years, you're a manager. I see managerial jobs every time they advertise it, 2 years, 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. In Africa, they will say 20 years, 15 years, 10 years to be a manager. So next Thursday, next Saturday, let's dig this further. Let's look at immigration without tears. In the West now, sorry, in the system. You have arrived in the system. So I'm going to look at some of the career paths that people need to look at career. I'm going to look at some strategic moves you need to make that can give you a bit, a portion of the cake in the Western world. Look at real estate. I'll touch on real estate. I'll touch on some things. These are the things that people hoard as information. And you see your friends, they're doing well because they're making money from many things. They're buying shares, buying stocks, they are buying properties and selling, they are flipping houses in the US, in America, in Canada, and they won't tell anybody. They just keep it to themselves. That is what I call native wisdom. The wisdom you need to succeed when you arrive here, not when you are back home. This podcast is not a ministration, it's not a preaching, it's not, I'm just doing a podcast to help young people, mature people, old people, or people who are actually who have children, who are traveling. Go and listen to Dr. Akerele, that podcast. You can always go back and send this video to them. Let them listen to it. Don't carry your bag and join the bandwagon and disappear and go to Malaysia and go to some foreign countries. I am not saying that people in Malaysia are not doing well. I'm just using as an example. If you want to be on the top of your career in medicine, if you are in the sciences, if you are in the tech industry, if you are in the social work circle, the West is still the best place to come. Canada, America, Europe, New Zealand, and Australia, those four places. There are other good places in the world, but I will recommend those four places. Next week, let's look at immigration without tears from the perspective of what you need to do. And we deal with these issues I've mentioned. And if you have any question, reach out to me. You can send me an email, ayoakirele@hotmail.com. If you need personalized consulting, mentorship, immigration, reach out to me. Send me an email using ayoakirele@hotmail.com. ayoakirele@hotmail.com or ayoakirele2012@gmail.com. ayoakirele2012@gmail.com. I will not confuse you and you won't be disappointed. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll see you again next Saturday. God bless you.